I get asked this question all the time, and every single time it takes me back to a moment that changed everything for me. Okay, so picture this. I'm 28 years old. I'm standing outside the boardroom of one of the biggest companies in America. My palms are sweating. My heart is pounding like a jackhammer, and I am what I can only describe as having an out-of-body experience. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing here? I'm an introvert. I hate being the center of attention. These people are going to see right through me. But here's what happened. What happened next, I think, might blow minds. I walk into that room, I deliver what I thought was a disaster of a presentation, and I walked out with a 7-figure deal. 7 figures. And afterward, the CEO pulls me aside and says, "That was one of the most compelling presentations I've ever seen. How long have you been doing this?" I wanted to say, about 5 minutes longer than I should have been. That's when it hit me like a lightning bolt. This wasn't about talent. This wasn't about being born with some magical gift. This was about having a system. See, what I didn't realize in that boardroom was that my terror had actually forced me to over-prepare. I had unconsciously stumbled into what we now call the riveting formula. I had structured my presentation in a way that grabbed their attention from the first sentence, built momentum through strategic emotional spikes, and ended with a call to action that was impossible to ignore. But here's the kicker, and this is going to challenge everything that you think you know about communication. Introverts actually have a massive advantage in this game. While extroverts are busy talking, introverts are listening. While extroverts are performing, introverts are observing. While extroverts are winging it, introverts are preparing. The very traits that make you think you can't do this are exactly what make you uniquely powerful when you have the right system. I've now worked with thousands of leaders, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that the most riveting communicators aren't the naturally charismatic ones. They're the ones who understand that influence is an engineered outcome, not an accidental gift. Richard Branson was so painfully shy that he couldn't order pizza over the phone. Sheryl Sandberg struggled with imposter syndrome, so severe she considered quitting Facebook. Warren Buffett was so terrified of public speaking, he enrolled in a Dale Carnegie course twice and chickened out both times before finally forcing himself to go through it the third time. What separates the influential from the invisible isn't natural ability. It's the willingness to learn a systematic approach to how the human brain actually receives, processes, and acts on information. Inside Riveting, we've created what I call the Decision Cascade System. It's a 3-tier neurological framework that matches exactly how your audience's brain is wired to make decisions. When you understand that people decide with emotion, validate with logic, and activate with emotional ignition, you're not just speaking, you're conducting a symphony of influence. So, is influence a talent or a skill? Here's my answer. Talent might get you noticed, but systems get you results. And that's exactly why we built a complete influence engineering system that works regardless of your personality type, your current skill level, or whether you break out in hives at the thought of speaking to 3 people, let alone 3,000 or 30,000, as I have. Look, if I can learn this, then you can too. Influence isn't a talent that you're born with. It's a skill that you build. And once you build it, I'm telling you, it changes everything.